Hello. Well, I can't say hello from Everdeen because I am not at Everdeen. I'm in Paris at my apartment in Paris, and I wanted to just do a slightly different video. It's going to be a slightly different video than what we normally do, but it's important because I need to give you some information about what is going to be happening on this channel for the next couple of months because things are going to change a bit. And then also I wanted to tell you guys the story of this apartment, which some of you guys have asked about my story and coming to France and all that kind of thing. And I'm going to do a longer video that's like the whole story because it's quite a long story. But I just thought since I was here, I would tell you the story of how I got this apartment and also just kind of tell you guys about my other life because at the moment I really feel like I have three lives because I have my life at Everdeen, which is obviously like kind of the biggest chunk of my life. But then I also have my life as a performer and living in Paris and working in Paris and other places as an artist. And then I also have my life with Laurent in Chartres because Laurent lives just outside of Paris. And so I have, I spend quite a lot of time with him in Chartres. So that is like a third life. And I feel very confused about like which one of those is my main life. I'm not sure. But I thought this could be a good time to fill you in on like the other side of what I do when I'm not at Everdeen. First off, I want to start with how things are going to change and develop over the next couple of months on this channel because artists and performers, our busiest season by far is winter and the holiday season, especially for circus artists because there are Christmas circuses and I'm actually doing a Christmas circus for 3 weeks. I'm also doing a contract that is just a few days a week. It's not all the time, but it's 2 to 3 days a week normally for the next couple of months. So what that means is that I just cannot film 2 videos of content a week because it takes actually like a very surprisingly long amount of time to film things. And I'm gonna have a lot of periods where I'm not at Everdeen to film. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna slow this down to 1 full-length video a week on this channel. It's gonna be on Monday, so Monday at 9:30 Paris time, as we normally do. And then occasionally, possibly I'll be able to throw in a Friday video, but it's going to be something more talky like this, or maybe like a backstage at the show, my life as a performer kind of video, or my story, or things that I wish I had known before I moved to France, or things that I wish I'd known from before I bought a house, or I don't know, I've got several like topics rattling around in my head. So if there's something like that I could film while I'm away and that you would like to see, please let me know in the comments because I'm looking for ideas. So that's basically how things are going to go. We're going to continue Monday videos, full-length videos. We're going to occasionally have another shorter, different topic type of video. And then I'm going to keep doing the shorts. So if you haven't seen the shorts, because I know kind of they don't get through YouTube to everyone, I've been doing quite a lot of just short 1-minute videos, YouTube shorts. So you can look where it says shorts on my page and there's a fair amount of content to go through there as well if you want more content. Yeah. So after this period is done, after we get through the winter period, I will probably go back to the normal schedule. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna have to see how things go and what my life is like in like February because I don't know what my life is going to be like in like February. All right, so that's the business part of things done. And then secondly, I'm gonna tell you about this apartment. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you a little tour because I thought this could be a good moment to do that. So the story of this apartment starts with my grandma. And my grandma was just the best. I loved her so, so much. And she was the greatest grandma. I can't express how lucky and happy I am to have had her in my life, and to have her for such a long time. She lived to be 96, nearly 97, and I was so fortunate, and I got to spend a huge amount of time growing up with her as well because she lived very close to us, and so whenever my parents had something they had to do or needed someone to watch me, I was over at Mongee's, which is what I called her because I couldn't really say grandma when I was little. And I would always just like cry and scream when it was time to go home. I did not want to go home. I wanted to stay with Mangi. It was very important to me to maximize my time with Mangi. And I remember one Thanksgiving actually that she'd been at our house for Thanksgiving, and she got in the car to leave, and I went and sat out on the stoop in front of our house and refused to come inside. I was trying to force my mom to call her and make her come back. And I stayed outside for like hours. I was determined I was gonna make her come back by refusing to go inside. I was a very stubborn child. I can picture the helpers in the comments right now writing, "Yes, you were." I know that's what you're gonna be doing, helpers. The helpers are my parents, if you've missed that. But I know I was. No comments from the peanut gallery. My grandmother, when she passed away a few years ago, she knew that I at some point wanted to live in France and have that as part of my life. At the time, I hadn't moved to France yet. I was working in Asia. But she left me her house. And because of that, I was able to eventually, once I did move to France, sell her house and use the money to buy this apartment. So I feel like this whole apartment is a gift from her. And really, like, it's not just the apartment, it's the lifestyle that I'm able to have now, because without this apartment, I wouldn't have been able to buy Everdeen if I'd been renting somewhere. That would have just financially killed that dream. And because of her, I was able to do it. So really, like, Everdeen is because of her as well as this apartment, as well as like a huge amount of the way that I'm able to live now is because she left me that house. And I'm so grateful to her. It's such an amazing gift from her, and it makes me so happy to think that she's the reason behind of all of that. So I spent about a year after I moved to France looking for an apartment to buy. I saw so many apartments. Like, literally, there's so many times I'll just be walking around the street in Paris. I'll be like, I looked at an apartment on this street. I was very picky. I knew that it's something that I wanted to keep probably for the rest of my life. Like, I just don't envision myself like selling this apartment ever, even if I don't live here full time. But I knew that I really needed the right apartment. So after about a year of looking, I saw an apartment and I was like, this is the one. I love this apartment. It's got great potential. I'm so happy with it. And I made an offer and I did not get it. There was a bidding war, and French real estate in Paris like moves stupidly fast. Not the notaire process, because that's always like horrendously slow. Notaires are like the lawyer that draw up the contracts. But the actual, like, you've seen this apartment, you must decide whether you want to make an offer in the next 20 minutes or someone else will take it. Like, it is stupidly fast. So basically I just lost out on that apartment. But it was really, really, really a blessing in disguise, because after that, about a couple months later, I saw this apartment, and this apartment has made me hugely happy. I have no complaints. Honestly, I've literally zero complaints. There's not even like things like, I'll probably refresh the paint on these walls quite soon, but there's almost nothing that I wanted to change when I moved in, because this used to be a holiday rental, rental apartment, kind of like a hotel, but it's just one apartment. That was owned by this very nice Italian couple, and so they really did it up nicely. Everything was nice and new. Everything was very well done, very quality. So I've changed almost nothing in here. I've just decorated a little bit here and there. I also bought it furnished, so I was able to move in without having to buy all the furniture, which was ideal. That is how I got this apartment. It also was a really fortuitous moment, because this space right here behind me, I'll put a video so you guys can see, is exactly within like a centimeter the minimum space that my aerial rig can fit in, which was extraordinarily helpful during COVID, which happened about a year after I bought. And that meant that during COVID, I was able to train in here. It was tricky. It was difficult. I think it did actually make me a better aerialist, because of the lack of space. I had to be incredibly precise with every single movement that I made. And I think that's actually made me a much better aerialist. So strength through strength through adversity. I cannot speak English anymore. What is wrong with me? Growing through adversity is the name of the game with that. But also it allowed me to come out of confinement, out of quarantine, ready to perform. which was great because I otherwise would have had to take months to like build my strength back up and build the calluses on my hands back up and get back into shape. So it's just been really a blessing to have this apartment, and also means I was able to buy Everdeen, because if I'd been paying rent, like I said, like that wouldn't have been a possibility. But because I wasn't paying rent, I was able to save up money and afford Everdeen. And now the really blessing gift that I'm getting from this apartment is I'm able to Airbnb it whenever I'm somewhere else, which is quite a lot of the time. So that means that the income from Airbnb this apartment pays for like almost all of the projects that I'm doing at Everdeen. Basically, like my performing pays for my life, and this pays for Everdeen. So that is very, very lucky. I'm very, very, very lucky with how things have worked out, and I'm very happy. So that's the story of this apartment. So now I guess we're gonna do a little tour. Probably I'll just tidy up a little bit first. Basically, I got here last night and crashed so hard, and I've not like tidied or anything. So maybe I'll do that first, and then we'll have a little tour. So to start off, this is my bedroom. And actually, I've changed most of the furniture in here. This is the room with the most me-bought furniture. For example, this bed, which I got at the big flea market in Saint-Ouen in the north of Paris. And I really love this bed. I think it's so pretty, and it's a nice size, and I'm really happy with it. I think it was 25 euros when I bought it 3 or 4 years ago. I also have these two little bedside tables, which I recently moved the bed to be like more in the middle of the room, so it'd be more accessible from this side. I'm still kind of thinking about what to do with the bedside tables. I think they look nice like this. This has got my little perfume bottle display on it. And they are a matching set with this nice little dresser, which I love. I got these at the flea market also. Most of the stuff in this apartment I got at the flea market, to be honest. But this was the whole, I think 300 euros for the whole set of the 3 pieces. And I love them. I love the inlay of the wood on this piece. It's so beautiful. I'm so happy with this. I love it. Another flea market find, this little lamp. And I think I definitely got that mirror secondhand, but I do not remember where it was from. I have no memory of that. These are costume pieces. These are head pieces. In fact, I'll just put one on so you can see what they look like. There she is. These are part of a costume set that I have. And actually, like, I can't take my hand off the back right now because it's supposed to have an elastic chin strap to stay on while you're dancing. It's also supposed to have a lot of feathers attached to that little wire part up there, but I just don't have them on here. I just like to hang them up for display because I think they're really pretty, and also it's nice to see them every day that I'm here. And then on the other side of the mirror, we had this Mucha painting, which is just a print, but I really like having that here because it has 2 connections for me. The first one is that this actual physical print, my dad found just in the street that someone was throwing it out. So it has that little nice story attached to it. And then also because I went to dance school in Prague for a time, and Mucha was Czech and did a lot of like Czech themed artworks. He's very famous for the Slavic epic. I'm trying to remember what the translation of that is. But it's a series of massive paintings depicting the history of the Slavic people. So I have a connection to Mucha in that way as well. And I love this one. This one is one of a series that shows the different times of day. So this is Éclat du jour. And I really like having that there. The curtains are the Toit de Jouy print. And they actually came with the apartment. They were here when I got here, and I really like them. And they keep out the light so well. That is a massive plus. This is from when I worked at the opera. Someone at the opera was selling some chairs one day, and I bought them. And so I've got one of them here and one of them at Everdeen. You might recognize it from the pink Rococo bedroom. And this chair I got at a flea market recently, and it is eventually going to go to Everdeen. I just haven't been able to transport it down there yet. We got my wardrobe and this little print, which is the Pont Marie, which is near Notre Dame. And this is actually, it's not a print. I called it a print, but this is actually an original watercolor that was a gift from the helpers as well. And I love it. So that is the bedroom. Oh, one more thing in the bedroom. I'll show you the secret nook. It's got books. It's got the little decorative shelf, which I installed and didn't do a great job of because you can see, where is it? Some of the screws didn't go all the way in. The beginning of my DIY adventures. And my bathrobe's in there. I think that this was a doorway at one point. It's just been closed off. Yeah, but I like having the little nook there. It's very useful for storage. Another thing I love about this apartment is that even though it's very small, it feels much bigger because of all of the mirrors. If I come into the hallway, you can see that there's just so many mirrors around. And it's kind of like a hall of mirrors, but it's quite nice. This is my little fun-size pocket bathroom. I'm actually really happy to have a small bathroom because I would rather in an apartment this size have like a small bathroom with excellent use of space, which this one has, and save the space for a bigger living room and bedroom than to have a bigger bathroom. So I'm actually very happy with this. Yeah, that's the bathroom. And then we move on into the living room, which is a little bit of a mess right now because I've got a lot of laundry that I did earlier just stacked to the side. Ignore that. But yeah, we've got another costume piece over here. This is, actually I made this one. I made this one by hand. It's a backpack. So it's a back piece of feathers. And then this headpiece that I made, all of this by hand except for the frame of the headpiece right there. But everything else I did, and I'm really proud of it. I think it turned out really good, and I've used it for a few different shows. We've got some nice storage space up here with all the dishes up there, which is very useful in this size apartment to have a small storage space. We've also got extra lighting and sofa bed, great for Airbnb. Some little storage boxes, some flowers, some hats. This hat, actually, I love the story of this hat because we were out on a night out with my friends Georgie and Pete. And Pete loves a specific bar in Paris called Sully's. He's like, I have to go to Sully's. I just have to go to Sully's. So Pete went off to Sully's by himself just for a quick time. And when he turned back up, he had this hat. So don't know how he got the hat, but the hat is here now. Here's the mirror over the fireplace. Love that. And the little fireplace, which is maybe my favorite thing in this apartment. I love having the little fireplace. It makes it feel so nice. Over here I've got some more bookshelves and my little pocket kitchen, which is very small, but to be honest, feels like the perfect size because it is so well laid out. So we got washing machine, there's the dishwasher, oven, fridge. Up here, it's high up there, but I'm tall, so it's fine. And the sink, and then a little bit of workspace. So yeah, I love my little pocket kitchen. And it's really easy to clean because it's so tiny. So yeah, that is the grand tour. Oh, and most importantly, I've got cookies. It's actually my birthday. I went at the day that I'm filming this. And Kat and Megan sent me a box of cookies. I'm so happy. This is my favorite cookie place in Paris. If you're ever in Paris, go to Scoop Me a Cookie. It is delicious. The cookies are to die for. They're so thick and delicious, and oh, they're so good. Yeah, but anyway, that is the grand tour of the apartment. Anyway, there you have my little Paris life. My lovely apartment, which I really do love it. Well, there you have it. That was the grand tour. It's a small little apartment. It's 30 square meters. So the grand tour is quite quick, but I love it. And it feels so homey and feels so much bigger than 30 square meters. It's really lovely here. I love this place. Anyway, that has been your update and chit chat for this video. Don't forget that if you have an idea of something you'd like me to film while I'm away working, talking about something, or questions, or whatever you would like to hear about, then let me know in the comments. And while you're down there in the comments, if you could also subscribe, that would be so great, because it benefits both me and you. It benefits you guys by telling the YouTube algorithm what you want to watch. If this is the kind of video you want to watch, then that will cause YouTube to bring you more videos like this. And it really helps me out as well, because it helps more people find the channel when the algorithm likes me and sees that people are subscribing. So please do that. And also liking the video, giving it a big thumbs up is extremely helpful as well. And with that, I now have to run to the opera where Laurent has a open final dress rehearsal that I'm going to watch tonight. So yeah, gotta change and get going to do that. Anyway, with that, I will see you guys next time.